No, he won't, man. Because I'll tell you what.
You don't put in Barry Bonds, you don't put in Roger Clemens until you put in Pete Rose.
Yeah, well, that's how you look at it, but I'll tell you how I look at it. Number one, Rob Manfred gave Pete Rose every opportunity to show remorse, and he didn't. Mm-hmm. So I think that Pete Rose, Jake, committed reputational suicide there. And also, it was Bart Giamatti that imposed a ban. That Faye Vincent was the motivator behind doing it, is what he did, because Bart Giamatti wanted no part of Rose, and unfortunately, Rose thought he was going to get reinstated. Well, he thought otherwise. Another thing you have to understand about Rose is he had opportunities to come clean. He didn't. And then during the Hall of Fame weekend, he was too busy trying to get book signing. You don't try to outstage the Hall of Fame and do that either. So hits-wise, yes. Was he a bad hit when it came to bad decisions? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, no, I mean, I understand your point. I understand your passion that we should be celebrating Derek Jeter with the amount of votes, less than one, no matter what. He deserved it. But let's not lose sight of the fact that while we're talking about, we have another 7 minutes or 8 minutes to go, that at least Larry Walker got in. And, he's the first Colorado Rocky that got in, too. Thankfully. And not only that, I'm glad Ted Simmons and Marvin Miller got in.
Yeah.
Let's look at the whole class.
Yeah, that's right. They did that little posthumous one. Yeah, I do remember that.
So,
I hear you. Finally got it. That happened.
But Walker's in, second Canadian ever to get in the Hall of Fame, and yet he's being inducted with a Rockies cap, and at least it eliminates the fact that the Rockies don't have anybody as a Hall of Fame guy, because Larry Walker had a fine career. And say what you want about Coors Field, Larry Walker could outright hit.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, he could. And he wasn't just a home run hitter. He was just a all-around hitter. He could get it done in any way possible. And that was the best thing about Larry Walker, watching him in the 1990s and the early 2000s, was that was like his heyday. That was when he was just unbelievable and always was just like a kind of a human highlight reel to me. So that was always special to see. And then hopefully, now we got one Rocky in. Hopefully they put in the next great one, which was Todd Helton.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Todd Helton a long time ago when I was out in the Cactus League, and that was great. You know what? I haven't mentioned this name before, but I'm going to ask both of you guys this. I know it's early in the game, okay, but I'm going to mention it anyhow. I wrote a story a couple of years ago on DJ LeMahieu. This guy here has an excellent career to date, did well with the Rockies, and, of course, what he did with the Yankees. So I know it's early in the game. Jake first, you second. I'll go ahead and say third. What do you think? If DJ LeMahieu continues the way that he's had, and he started with Colorado's with the Yankees, is DJ LeMahieu the next resident of Cooperstown down the road?
He could be one of those guys that could sneak into Cooperstown about 10 or 15 years down the road.
Right.
But not going to really say that necessarily, because also you got to realize he needs to get to a World Series. And that's one thing that is going to really help his resume. He is a fantastic hitter. You saw the loss of DJ LeMahieu on the Rockies last year. Faltered. They fell apart. And it also goes to show that the Rockies kept the wrong guy in Nolan Arenado and let DJ LeMahieu walk, because LeMahieu was the future of that team. And it's great to see a guy like that has such a strong impact on a team like the Yankees going forward. But I need to see some World Series appearances. I need to see how he is in that point. When does he step up? Does he falter? So there's a lot of questions around DJ LeMahieu right now. But yes, he does have the ingredients, the potential to be in Cooperstown someday. Right now, though, I need to see him in a World Series before I even dare go down that road.
Go on, Lewis.
I hate to be a contrarian, but I'm gonna say no, and it's because of this. We have to understand one thing: DJ LeMahieu is 31, and as most of us know, once you get into your 30s in baseball, your skills start to diminish a little bit. Not to say that he's got good years left, that he doesn't have good years left in him. I firmly believe that. But I'll throw one player at you who got 56% on the ballot this year, and unfortunately may get in the coming years.
Oh no, you stick with LeMahieu.
I have to make the case for this sake. Omar Vizquel, he's regarded as one of the greatest defensive shortstops of all time, but offensively, he's defective. He's the career OPS plus of 82. LeMahieu is hurt. Coors Field was it hurts hitters, and LeMahieu's career numbers reflect that. Larry Walker's career OPS plus, and I know you don't love the numbers, but it's 141. LeMahieu's is 98. League average is 100. If DJ LeMahieu has a few more good years, his case strengthens, and he does have the home run in Game 6 of the ALCS, but I just don't think he's going to have the body of work.
Well, that's yet, okay? I didn't say that if it were tomorrow.
No, in a few years. No, I just don't.
Okay, well, that's you, okay? Here's the X Factor. You ready, guys, okay? The guy's playing in New York. He's got a million media out there. Yankee Stadium is a hitters-friendly park. And I'll tell you what, the Yankees will re-sign him. I think he got a bargain deal at $24 million for 2 years at $12 million a pop. So I think, I know he's from the Michigan area. That had nothing to do with it, okay? No, it doesn't. And I've talked to the guy and wrote a story on the guy. So say what you want. But he's a blue-collar player. And the fact that he's in New York, he'll get the benefit of the doubt with all those writers out there that will give him the necessary votes there. Now, I want to bring up another thing about Arenado and LeMahieu, which likens to the Milwaukee Brewers a way back. We don't have that much time to get into it. We got like 3 or 4 minutes to go. But when they had to make the choice between Prince Fielder and then you had to make the choice between Ryan Braun, you have a small market forced to choose one or the other, and it's like a true or false question. You better hope you get it. Either you're right or you're badly wrong. So
right,
that's all I can tell you about that. But no, I mean, I can make a case for LeMahieu that, again, you said it yourself, okay? He's 31 years old. The guy plays until he's 37, 38, but that New York media, that's a variable, and that could arguably get him in there. And again, you talk about a World Series win. Well, you know what? The Yankees are spending money to get him that signature World Series win. So I think there's a chapter to be decided in the LeMahieu thing. But when you talk about Larry Walker getting in with the Rockies and the Coors Field effect, Larry Walker broke the Coors Field barrier by getting in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see.
Will you laughing, Jake?
It's fascinating, though, because you have to also...
That's great.
You have to understand, because the Yankees have we understand they spent big money on Cole, but if you've seen the last 6 years, they've gotten a lot more conservative with their savings. They have a second baseman in Gleyber Torres, who's probably going to play there once LeMahieu's contract's up. That's why LeMahieu's had to platoon. If LeMahieu plays elsewhere and continues to be productive, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he's an Atlanta Brave in 2 years, because they're...
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going there. But the Yankees don't let good players get away, and they're willing to pay, so... You know what? I mean, I'm just telling you, they don't let nobody get away.
You're not wrong about that.
No, I know. The Steinbrenners have a little bit of thing called dough. I'm not talking about bread. I'm talking about that stuff that has a dollar sign next to it. So, yeah, I don't want to give about this utility player. Let me tell you something. If you're in the American League and there's 10 spots to hit, okay, that Gleyber Torres, for all I know, could be a designated hitter, then you stick LeMahieu in the field. So how about that, Jake? You're back on. You're dealing with a lot of fireworks tonight about the Hall of Fame, and I'm fired up, though. Go figure, okay? And it's only, as we approach 11 o'clock Eastern time, it only gets worse. So, any final thoughts there, buddy?
No, I think you summed it up pretty well here. I think I kind of dominated the first part, and then we kind of got a nice debate here back and forth. So,
oh, we love these debates. We love these debates, don't we? The old guy and the young guys here. But in the end, you know what, though? We've covered a lot of ground. I mean, Derek Jeter should be celebrated. It is ironic, though, that the only All-Star game, one of the few All-Star games he didn't make was the one at Comerica Park in Detroit, being a Kalamazoo kid. He's a Midwestern guy. And you know what? The only thing that Derek Jeter knows in the back of his mind is forget that stupid one vote. If he could go ahead and turn the Miami Marlins into a contender, we'll talk about legacy building. Holy moly.
Project Wolverine, baby. That's the plan he's got in place.
So, anyways, that completes this edition of the Sports Center. Before we, Sports Exchange, Sports Center will be coming out at 11 Eastern Time on ESPN. ESPN, you owe me one, but before we do that, Jake Ronholt, why don't you go ahead and give your contact information before we have the Sports Exchange / Sports Center. Go ahead.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at Ronholt Sports. That's RONGHOLT Sports, or you can find me on Facebook.com/both sides of the story. We do a lot of great things. We have interviews on there. We do a right and wrong segment. We even get into the cinematic world a little bit. I mean, currently I'm going right now through my top 10 best and worst movies of the decade, and then going to do a worst movie list that nobody has ever done before. And you're only going to see it right here on the Cinematic Escape part of my podcast, Turning Point.
for my sake, I hope you put Jack and Jill on that worst of list, and that's all I'll say about movies, because that thing is a heaping pile of doo-doo.
And I'm not saying any more about any movies because you guys will outclass me there. But meanwhile, had a great show tonight. Special shout-out to all of our guests tonight. Jason Prock led it off, followed by Ray Scott, Damon Knight, David Levin, Bill Winters, and Jay Kronholm, our closer. So everybody have a good night, and we'll see you the next time here on the Sports Exchange.
Night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.